Water turning red in rivers, lakes and seas, Spiritual Perspective 1. Introduction to water in rivers, seas and rain turning red. In the recent past, from approximately 2010, a strange phenomenon has been creating news in the waterways around the world. Water in rivers, lakes, seas and even rain is turning red in color. Some of these river color changes have taken place overnight, turning large areas of water bodies turning red. Views from scientists about this phenomenon are inconclusive and cannot explain every occurrence of the phenomenon. There are various theories being examined, such as 1. Red algae bloom, 2. Pollution, 3. The high concentration of salt in the form of salt flats, turning the normally blue water into a deep red shade. 4. Climate change, ocean acidification. Some people are of the opinion that this phenomenon is a warning of the times to come, a period of tribulation or Armageddon. As strange as this phenomenon is, it seems that water in rivers, lakes and seas turning red is spreading to more and more bodies of water around the world. Fish and birds are dying by the thousands in such red bodies of water, due to this phenomenon. Sometimes referred to as a red tide, these events usually occur in estuaries and along the coastlines, although they can also occur in fresh water. The following table is a timeline of this phenomenon. 2. An explanation of water turning red from a spiritual research perspective. 2.1 Precursor to Armageddon. Negative energies. At the Spiritual Science Research Foundation, we use the term negative energies as a collective noun to represent all types of entities in the spiritual dimension that intend to harm humanity, right from the common ghost to the highest level, mantrix. If the spiritual strength of a common ghost is between 1 and 10 units, then a mantrix strength ranges from a billion to close to infinity. As a rule of thumb, whenever there is a phenomenon that cannot be explained despite best efforts from scientists, it is more likely to have a spiritual root cause. In our article World War III Predictions, we have explained that the universe is in the midst of a huge subtle battle. Most of this battle is fought at a subtle level. However, a fraction of the subtle battle is manifesting on the Earth plane, and humanity is and will be severely affected. It will result in many worldwide problems, severe natural disasters, and will finally culminate in the Third World War. Behind this subtle battle are powerful demonic forces known as mantrix from the lower regions of hell. There are many things that these powerful mantrix do and can to reduce the spiritual purity, sattva subtle component, on earth, and increase the spiritual impurity, raja-tama subtle component, on earth. When there is an increase in the overall raja-tama on earth, there is a destabilizing effect on the environment that leads to war and natural disasters. With heightened raja-tama levels in the environment, negative energies find it easy to create a war-like situation instantly. The wars and social unrest that we are witnessing in 2013-2014, and will witness in the years to come, are primarily due to the minds of people across the world becoming unstable due to impurity of the mind, and negative energies working through people to create such conflict. In this subtle battle, mantrix are taking every opportunity to increase their power and to reduce the sattvikta on earth. The major reason for water turning red is due to mantrix from the 5th region of hell, and as a sign of the build-up of distressing energy towards World War III. In the table below, we have provided data gained through spiritual research that shows the root cause for water turning red around the world. Footnotes. 1. By physical, man-made reasons, this mean reasons such as pollution. 2. By spiritual causes, we mean that the root cause of the phenomenon is in the spiritual dimension, negative energies, ghosts, unrighteous behavior in society, thus causing an increase in raja-tama, etc. If the cause of the red color is due to red algae, it is due to spiritual causes. We have expanded on this in the section below. 3. This means that just a 5% increase in raja-tama can be a catalyst for such a phenomenon. 4. This means that there is a 10% increase in negative vibrations in the area that can be felt up to a distance of 10 kilometers. The scientific community is limited as it tries to understand phenomena only by the means of the intellect. However, phenomena such as water bodies turning red cannot be explained just by the use of the intellect, as the cause of the phenomenon for most parts is due to elements in the spiritual dimension. When the root cause is spiritual in nature, it can only be explained by spiritual research or with advanced sixth sense. 3. How do negative energies become a cause for water turning red? Higher level negative energies such as mantrix from the spiritual dimension cause water to turn red just by their supernatural powers, siddhis. However, to make something happen from scratch takes up a lot of energy. So that they do not waste their spiritual energy, they use the medium of Raja-tama predominant plant life and fish to create such red color. The basic nature of algae is Raja-tama predominant. Mantrix use spiritual black energy to fuel an algal bloom. They infuse algae with black energy. An algal bloom is a rapid increase or accumulation in the population of algae, typically microscopic, in an aquatic system. When multiplying, algae also help to multiply the black energy and distressing vibrations in the water. Another method is that mantrix take control of fish and other aquatic creatures that are more Raja-tama predominant and use them to create the red color in water. As fish are highly mobile, such distressing frequencies are easily spread through large areas of water bodies. Species are especially infused with black energy during their breeding time. Then just by their respiration itself a school of fish can pump out large amount of distressing vibrations. Also by tainting marine life with black energy, mantrix indirectly affect people when they eat the affected fish. Using such practices mantrix exponentially increase the presence of black energy and distress in aquatic systems. 3.1 Red rain. With their supernatural powers mantrix can also affect clouds to make red rain that has been seen in places such as Kerala, South India and Sri Lanka. The minute particles found in the rain in Kerala are nothing like scientists have seen and are in fact actually caused by mantrix. These cells can undergo rapid replication even at an extreme high temperature of 300 degrees Celsius. In the diagram above, particles from the red rain in Kerala, India are seen under the microscope. 1. Particles from red rain sample from Kerala as seen under a microscope. Source: Wikipedia. 2. A single spore viewed with a transmission electron microscope, purportedly showing a detached inner capsule. Source: Wikipedia. 3. If one looks at the particle more closely one can see a face in it. When negative energies attack objects they sometimes leave an imprint of their form. Mantrix turn rain red by using or modifying particles, microorganisms to create distressing vibrations on Earth. They generally do not create particles or organisms as it wastes too much of their spiritual energy. However, they can modify or alter the properties of an existing particle or microorganism considerably so that it seems like something new has been discovered. 4. Use of the absolute cosmic elements mantrix through their supernatural powers, also known as siddhis in Sanskrit language, use the 5 absolute cosmic elements to achieve destruction on the earth plane. Since people are mostly made up of the absolute earth and absolute water element, mantrix therefore use these 2 absolute cosmic elements to the maximum to affect the human constitution and humankind. The absolute air element is also used in the large-scale dispersal of distressing vibrations as they can be easily transmitted through this medium. By causing water bodies to turn red with distressing vibrations, mantrix can spread distressing vibrations rapidly. However, when water evaporates, that same distressing vibrations continue through water vapor to affect large areas even more rapidly. So also the seabed under the affected water body also becomes affected. The mantrix focus only on those regions where the environment is conducive for the growth of Raja-tama components. All in all, these affected places become storehouses of distressing energy that will be used to orchestrate World War III. 5. Significance of the color. So what is the significance of color in these attacks? Attack through red color. This is the first stage of a series of attacks by negative energies. Negative energies create an illusory red color with their black energy. The main function of this illusory red color is to adversely affect people at a physical level. Due to this, various physical ailments will occur such as breathing problems, reduction in vital energy, incurable disease, etc. Due to such ailments, people's ability to function will be reduced greatly. Attack through green color. In this next stage of attack in 2016, mantrix will attack through an illusory green color. The water of sea, rivers, lakes etc. will look dark green. The focus of the illusory green color will be to cause problems at a mental level. In this stage there will be an increase in murders, rapes and bloodshed. On the 23rd of January 2014, Dombivli, an outer suburb of Mumbai, experienced green rain. Attack through brown color. In the next stage, that is, in 2017, water bodies will be affected with a dark brown color. The rains will also be dark brown. Through the color brown, Mantrix will take full control of the human body, in which man will lose his existence. He will be like a puppet in the hands of the Mantrix. Actual demonical energies will pervert people's minds, will move around on the earth in the form of physical bodies, and they will cause great harm to both nations and righteousness. They will also harass the saints and good people. Attack through black color. In this final stage, through the color black, devastation due to war will begin in greater proportion after 2018. After 2018, the period will be of total ruin. The seawater will turn blackish and humankind will experience black rain. Nations and righteousness will face fatal danger. Devastation due to war will begin in greater proportion. 6. Can this phenomenon of water turning red be avoided? If humankind makes a supreme effort to adapt its lifestyle to a more sattva positive predominant one, then there will be reduction in the raja tama in the world and an increase in the sattva component. This includes reducing personality defects such as selfishness, greed, etc., and starting spiritual practice. It is imperative that in order to make a difference, spiritual practice undertaken needs to take a more universal form rather than a sectarian form. Spiritual practice according to the 6 basic principles of spiritual practice is the most conducive means for spiritual growth in the current era. Accordingly, such phenomena in nature will reduce. We encourage all our readers to spread the word of the necessity of spiritual practice to others around us, in order to increase the cumulative sattvikta or spiritual purity on this planet.